The DA is absolutely the driving force behind everything that I do. The policies, principles, values. To me, it's the only way, the only chance this country has of pulling itself out of the mess that we're in. That's how I got into it. Being a ward councillor, I'm often asked, do you enjoy it? And I think enjoy is a very strong word. I'm very, very driven and motivated to be able to do the best I can do. Bedfordview is where I live, and it's so important to me that this community can shine and that the city can shine, but mostly the community. As a ward councillor, my job is literally the nuts and bolts. All day, every day, I deal with potholes and sewage and all the obvious things that are distressing and upsetting because it's not being done properly. My life is on my phone. Obviously, I'm on numerous WhatsApp groups, and I wouldn't want it to be any other way because I understood that when I started this job, and I owe the best possible, the best that I can do to this community. They voted for me, and that is a big responsibility, and I take it seriously. One of my biggest frustrations is an area like Bedfordview has enormous development. And when this development takes place, those developers are requested to make contributions, which they do hugely, and none of that comes back here. Now, we absolutely understand the need to spread it around, but if there's one thing I can do in my term, I would really like to insist that a percentage of those contributions come back to actually fix the infrastructure that is falling apart in Bedfordview. Probably the practical reality of having to instantly know and learn all the acts, all the bylaws, all the policies, because you're expected to, because when you get asked questions about noise disturbance, you need to know what to refer to. You can't just say, oh no, it's not nice for your neighbour to behave that way. You have to give a realistic and an answer that has depth and meaning, and the only way to do that is to be able to study all that. I didn't have that background when I started, so it really has been a crash course, and continues to be. A very obvious pressure point in Bedfordview is the level of crime. As a ward councillor, my only recourse there is to have as prepared a community as possible, to have our enforcement services being watched as carefully as possible, and to do that, our CPF are absolutely wonderful. I believe in them totally, and they really do a brilliant job. The enforcement agency that is attached to the municipality is the EMPD. And there as well, I have the greatest respect for our officers. Having said that, there are aspects of that are incredibly difficult, and there are amazing people there also trying to do an incredible job with being cut off at the knees. Other enormous pressure points overall is the failing infrastructure. Water and sewage is a particularly bad problem. Our systems, our reticulation systems are ancient. There are a lot of asbestos pipes that carry the sewage. What happens with those pipes is tree roots get into them. Water runoff is a passion of mine as well. I've become very aware of how important it is for there to be on-site water attenuation, because as has been very clearly shown with recent floods, our stormwater system is completely inadequate and cannot cope with the level of runoff that we are experiencing. And the result of that is that our streams and rivers are completely overwhelmed. What should be a little trickling stream is now a raging torrent very frequently. And that's because there isn't enough on-site attenuation. If everybody just took a little bit of their own water, it would be enormously alleviated. I would say perhaps my success story is my ability to communicate successfully with the community, and I'm grateful there for the Facebook page that we started when I started this job, with a reach now of over 13,000. It's important for me not only to be able to have that contact for service delivery, but to be able to talk to people about who we as the DA are. I would say that is an aspect of a success story. Thank you. As far as the DA is concerned, we've had an enormous amount of bad press lately, but I do think it's important that people have the opportunity to interrogate and have questions answered, and to that extent I'm arranging a feedback session with the DA with some of our senior politicians. This will be taking place on the 21st of June. It's a Thursday at the Belgravia Bowling Club. Our DA supporters and the community at large are invited to come and listen and engage and ask all the uncomfortable questions, because yes, we have answers.